Hello and welcome to another episode of DVTV, bringing you the next wave of digital video. I'm your host, Tony Reale.
And I'm your co-host, Sean Bowers.
And today we're going to be talking about Creative Cloud from Adobe. This is a new thing that they've just switched over, and we've seen them slowly implemented over the last year, but now it's actually transitioning to be the only option for those who are professionals that use Adobe software. So we're going to talk about why it's awesome.
And why it sucks.
So let's first talk off about the benefits of it. For people,
us, we love it.
We do, absolutely, because Adobe software we use on a regular basis. Premiere, After Effects, Photoshop, InDesign. We use pretty much everything in our studio. $50 a month is just something that we can easily add to our monthly expenses as a studio. It's something that's just, it's not that much of a jump, because what happened is you'd always have to save up for that upgrade, or you'd have to, if you waited for too long and you were outside that upgrade circle. And then for new people, new students,
it's quite an investment.
It's a huge investment to get just started on the bandwagon. Students, I know $50 a month sounds like a lot if you're just getting started, but we're talking about a professional field here. If you're getting, I got my FS 700 here. I don't get to pay a monthly fee. I don't get to. There's no option for pirating a camera.
Well, there's an option for a monthly fee. It's called a credit card.
Right, exactly. So those are, when you invest in stuff, if you're going to be a professional or even learn how to be a professional, you have to kind of make that jump. And to me, this is one of those things. So it's a little easier to swallow if you're new to it for that $50 a month instead of a big couple $1,000 chunk for it.
The advantage to the monthly system to me is, instead of having to wait a year or two, or a year and a half or whatever, to get the next integrated features like what's coming up with Cinema 4D, with Cineware being included, where it'll bridge those two programs. I don't have to wait until a year, where they're going to release the next program. We can get it in June. It's scheduled to come out in June, and we can start using it right away.
Right.
So it's just progressively always being added.
And those are the things, when we talked to Adobe at NAB and we got a chance to know them, like, they want to implement those new features, but the reason that CS 5.5 existed in the first place is because they had all these great features, but the normal product cycle was 2 years, and studios weren't willing to pay an upgrade fee every single year. But I had all of this stuff they wanted to cram in there, so they did a 5.5 release to say, all right, if you guys want to have this, you can. If you just want to wait till the full CS6 upgrade, you can wait another year to do that. Now, because they're transitioning it to basically you don't have an option to wait for the upgrades just can be implemented immediately. Just like if you go to, you download an app on the App Store, when there's a new feature, you're not waiting for a box release, you're not waiting for an upgrade. It's just, they kick it out. Once it's approved, it goes through. People are getting like, really anti-Adobe with this change. They're like, well, Adobe's not going to have any motivation to do these upgrades. Adobe has the motivation because there is competition out there. I keep hearing people say, well, Adobe has a monopoly. Like, no, Adobe doesn't have a monopoly. Just because you make the best software for something doesn't mean that you have a monopoly. Everybody uses Photoshop. Not because there isn't another version out there. It's because it's the best one. A lot of people use Premiere. Not everybody. What are the other versions? Well, there's Final Cut, there's Avid, there's a lot of other options. Don't tell me that Adobe has a monopoly. Adobe just makes one of the better versions, and we ourselves have adopted it across the board.
And we recognize too that this isn't for everyone. It's going to be great for a lot of people, and a lot of the other things you get in the Creative Cloud, the storage, being able to, client review system, everything like that. For being able to transfer files almost like an FTP, and all the other includes that you get with it are great, but it doesn't work for everyone. The person who just needs Photoshop, they do have you can rent one program at $20, but if you need another program, like you want Photoshop and Illustrator because you're a graphic designer,
and there's a student rate that's lower as well.
So it's not perfect for everyone.
The casual user is the one that's going to suffer the most on this, because if you're somebody that would do a project and then come back to it a few months later and want to pick up where you left off,
or if you're not making money on it, you're just doing it as a hobby.
Right. So if you say you did an edit and now you say, I'm not going to use Premiere for a while, or you decided you're directing a short film and you wanted to do the edit and then you're just going to let it sit in your computer, you can come back to it several months later. Well, that's going to be tough, because you're not going to be able to just let your software sit. You would either have to have the subscription or not. So I can see where that would be a big pain. I don't know what Adobe is going to do to address that. I don't know if they plan to do anything at all. The professionals are the people that purchase the software that's used. Right. And I mean, I hate to be, be mean about it, but that's the people that they're gearing their software towards, and anyone else. It's great that you're learning on it, and I hope that Adobe still, their student edition is like $30 a month, and
they have their Element series too.
Right, exactly. So there is a focus in that, but yeah, there's going to be people that are going to love it like us. There are going to be people that hate it, and it's really a polarizing direction for Adobe to go. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes from now on. So what do you guys think? Leave a comment in the video below. Let us know what your opinions on it. Are you a professional that likes this, or are you a casual user that this is going to really hurt? You're supposed to say, and why it sucks. That was your line.
I didn't know that. I thought we were just messing around.